Morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the DEL, the league here in Germany, because today here in Germany the final will start. Yeah, I know the NHL playoffs, they are schedule-wise on a totally different level. We have the quarterfinals and until this point no team has been eliminated. Here in Germany we already reached the finals. And the final will start today, 7 o'clock German time, when the Adler Mannheim will host the Eisbären Berlin. This will be a fascinating matchup. These teams really don't like each other. They do have a history, so let's have a look into their season and a little bit into the past. Because the Adler Mannheim, the team which, I'm wearing the jersey, so I think they will win. This is my call now in the final, as I went 5 for 6, predicting the quarterfinal and the semifinal, so not too bad. The Adler Mannheim, who ended up second in the regular season with 35 wins, 17 losses for 103 points. Remember, here in the DL we do have the 3-point system. So for a win you get 3 points in regulation. For a win in overtime and shootout you get 2 points, and 1 for a shootout or overtime loss. 0 for regulation loss. And they will play Berlin, who had a very injury-riddled season. However, they do have a really good team, and it's about the same team that won the championship the last 2 years. In the regular season they ended up 6th with 29 wins and 23 losses for 85 points. They almost dropped out of the top 6, which would have meant that they had to go through the pre-playoffs. Sorry, difficult word. But they just avoided that, ended up 6th and had a week off before starting the playoffs. In said playoffs, let's start with Berlin. They played the number 3 seed, which was Straubing. They beat them 4-2. In the semifinals, they then played the number 1 seed, Köln, and they beat them as well 4-2, which was an interesting series because of the availability of the arena in Köln, the Lanxess Arena, the largest hockey stadium here in Germany. They had game 1, 3, and 5 in Berlin. Yeah, very surprising and also not very good for the team that gave away the home ice advantage, the Kölner Haie. They lost. Let's go over to Mannheim. As mentioned, 103 points. Very good regular season. In the quarterfinal, they played Bremerhaven, which were the number 7 seed. They beat them 4-1. They took the lead 3-0, then lost game 4 on the road, but came back home to win game 5. Semifinal, they played against Red Bull München, which was also a very intense and very interesting series. They also took a 3-0 lead by winning game 1 and game 2 in overtime. Game 3 then was a clear cut for Mannheim. Game 4, München took it here in the city. I think it was a 5-1 score, so pretty lopsided. But game 6 then game 5, Mannheim took it at home and closed out the series 4-1. Their history in the regular season. They met on September 19th with a 7-1 win for Mannheim. On October 29th, a 4-3 win in extra time for Berlin. December 23rd, 8-5 for Mannheim, and March 13th, a 4-2 win for Berlin. All these 4 games were won by the home team. Their history, and I was at one of these games last year in Mannheim, they met in the semifinal for the 2024-2025 season. I already mentioned that the Eisbären Berlin are the 2-time defending champions, so they won the series, and they not only won, they swept Mannheim. I was in Mannheim for game 2, which Berlin won 2-0, and they were clearly the better team. Let's see what happens this year. Their players. Let's start with Mannheim, the goalie, Maximilian Franzrepp. You might have seen him at the Olympics when Germany played the United States. He was in the goal. In the playoffs he went 8-2 with a 916 save percentage, and he was cheered on basically by everybody after the Munich series. He was fantastic in the series. His counterpart will be Jonas Stettmer, who went 7-4 with a 918 save percentage. During the Köln series, I think it was game 2, he was pulled, and Jake Hildebrand, their regular starter, went in. Hildebrand then played game 3, but got re-injured in game 4, Then it was Stettmer's net once again. So he was out, he's back in, now he is the guy. Let's see how he receives this. The scorers, the best scorers, I had 6 guys of each team on the board. For Mannheim, Justin Schütz, 10 games played, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. Christian Reichel, yeah, he is the cousin of Lukas Reichel from the Vancouver Canucks. 10 games played, 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. Leon Gawanke, formerly prospect of the Winnipeg Jets and then traded to San Jose, but didn't want to play in the AHL, so he came back, is now in Mannheim. 10 games played in the playoffs, 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points. Nick Mattinen, who played in the AHL last year and didn't make it to the NHL. 10 games played as a defenseman. He has team leading 6 goals, 2 assists for 8 points. Then we have the older guys, Matthias Plachta, 10 games played, 4 goals, 3 assists for 7 points. And Mark Michaelis, the captain, 10 games played, 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points as well. On the Berlin side, their top scorer in the playoffs is Ty Ronning. Yeah, Cliff's boy. 7th round pick of the New York Rangers. I think it was in 2017, something like that. Never made it to the NHL. Here, he was the player of the season, 2024-2025. And this year, he had a little bit an injury-riddled off season, but now he's back. 12 games played in the playoffs, 6 goals, 10 assists for 16 points. Very, very good. Liam Kirk, former prospect of the Arizona Coyotes, the first British player to be drafted in the NHL. 12 games played for Berlin, 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points. Then we do have Jonas Müller, 12 games played, 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. And yeah, he is also a defenseman. Marcel Nübels played 10 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Kai Wissmann, the captain of Berlin, also a defenseman, 11 games played, 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points. And finally, Frederik Tüffels, 12 games played, 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points. This will be a very interesting series. This will be a very tight series. I expect it to go at least 6. Depending a little, can Mannheim get rid of the trauma Berlin caused with them last season when they swept Mannheim? Yeah, the Adler were not the same during the series. They started pretty good in game 1, but they lost it. Game 2, Berlin shut them down, basically. Let's see if this happens again this season. I think no. I think Mannheim will win and become champion here in the DEL. But let's see about this. Let me know your thoughts and who will win this series in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I will come back to you with at least one more hockey talk about the European leagues when they're all done and we have the Worlds going on. Then I will let you know who won the series and also who won the championship series in the DEL2, which will decide who will take Dresden's spot in the DEL next season. Right now, today is game 4 in the series, and Krefeld is up 3-0 on Kassel. Let's see if they complete the sweep or if Kassel can start a comeback. I will let you know this as well. Thank you once again. See you soon here on the channel. Until then, have a good time. Goodbye.